Hey all, this is Stephanie with Energy Aligns, and this is my Thursday Tarot Insight. I'm an energetic intuitive and tarot reader, and every Thursday I pick one tarot card that highlights the energy of the collective. Then I talk about how we can harness the energy as individuals in our lives and use it to easily usher in what's coming in for all of us. So here we are, the Seven of Earth. And we've pulled sevens before and we've pulled nines before. And these numbers are significant because if you've listened to some of my tarot insights in the past, I've talked about the cycle of 1 through 10. And 1 being we're at the beginning of something new, and 10 being kind of we're at the end of our learning and growth, and have expanded into another area. So at the sevens, it's really cool because we have learned what we are processing, and as a collective we are absolutely in this huge growth period where we're like, we want change and we want to evolve and we want to grow. That's normal. This is what humanity is going to do and continue to do. So 5, we've kind of gotten like, oh, we know what's going on, we're choosing to go forward, we're intentional. 6 is we're kind of putting our foot into the waters there. And then in the sevens, what happens is it's kind of like you go into a little bit of the darkness of what it is that you're growing into. And it's a little bit like, are you sure you want to do this? Am I sure I want to do this? Are we sure we want to do this? And this is real, and let's check in with the energy. And here we are at the 7. It's like kind of going into a little quiet time, a little dark time. And you can see it in this card. What we're doing now is we're planting the seed collectively of all the things we have been imagining and dreaming of. So we are doing this, we're planting the seed with intention, and that's really important. We're rooting it down with intention, we're planting it with intention, and we're starting to really use our tools. And what I mean by that is, in my last tarot insight, I talked about how we have this access to the energy of the earth, or the energy of the cosmos, or spirit, or whatever's greater than us, and how these two energies can come into us as our spirits and our physical beings and move through us in a creative way. And we're starting to really, as a humanity, as a collective, become aware that we have these tools. Doesn't mean we are always thinking about them, but we are coming into some sort of really deeper awareness of them. Yay. And so what we intentionally create in our minds and imagine with our connection to source and all that is, and coupled with us, like I said, as our beings, as our individual beings and collective beings, it's the creative acts, we're seeing it, we're tuning into the energy. We have to spend time imagining and dreaming. We've spent a lot of time imagining and dreaming. We have to do that first, right? We don't just create in the physical out of thin air. We conceptualize, we dream, we intuitively kind of get into the spaces that need growth and possibility and expansion, and we create new. That is what's been going on, right? Because creation happens when we make things into the physical, whether it's evolution for us, whether it's a desire as a collective to survive, a desire as a collective to grow, a desire as a collective to evolve. Here we are at the sevens. And I said this last time in my tarot insight. The last part of 2024 is an opportunity. It's an invitation. It's a potential for us to come down and in, check in with this energy, and kind of get quiet and really tune into it. Because the energy that comes in, that we desire, that we are intentionally creating, it has a life of its own. We're communicating and relating with it, and we're being asked to kind of check in and feeling the vibration of that energy in our own selves. And what that means is really spending quiet time. Take a look at this card. Take a look at the beauty and the possibility of the things that we can conceptualize, that we can create, that we can imagine. And it does have a growing kind of period where it has to kind of come down and in and join with what is already there. And that's pretty cool and a pretty beautiful thing about anything we create. Look at what's been created out there. Look at technology. Look at AI. Look what's happening with that, right? It's thing that's evolved that we created, and it's also coming down and in, and it's going to interact with the physical, what's already here, and how that happens. That's its own thing, right? And there's more creation to be done in that realm, but it has an interaction with what is already there. And the things we create don't just stand alone. They come down and they affect everything. And that's really cool. So look at this card and let's talk about how we can kind of tap into it for our individual lives, right? The last thing I want to say before I say that is to just remind you as a collective, we have done a lot of work, and we've done a lot of work, and I say work, around the creation aspect, around the dreaming and growth and the potential that we want to see. And it's important to note that when I talk about the next few months of just kind of coming down and in and getting quiet with what we've wanted and desired as a collective, there is a huge amount of power in the space between what we have wanted and what's watching that come in. And if we're just making work towards, make it better, there's never a space where we can really interact with that energy, open up to it with the potential of relating with it, with seeing what it has to say to us. And it's just important that we take quiet time, whether it's in our individual lives or as a collective, where we just reflect, we pause and we look, we check in with what it is that we're actually doing. And things are so quick and fast, and our society moves really quickly and fast, as we all know. So the potential to do this, I've seen, is less and less and less as we start churning faster and faster and faster. So it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of courage and a little bit more energy to pause, to intentionally pause and take a look and take stock, so to say, of what we've been doing. The last however many years we've been in kind of this whirlwind of growth and evolution. It's so obvious, it's in our faces all the time. When you really think about that, asking yourself to quiet down for the next couple months doesn't mean not to do anything and live your life. It just means to find that place where you're getting slow, you're stopping, you're pausing. Okay, so let's talk about how we can bring this information and this energy into our lives now. So now the seed's planted, right? Now we go into the quiet and the dark. And now, we nurture. We nurture the seed and soil. And nurturing doesn't mean we do anything, doesn't mean we have to act. What it means is that we're checking in and remembering our intentions and remembering our desires. So as a collective, we could do this, but as an individual, it's really important to do that. So I would ask you to check in with yourself and remember your intentions for maybe this year or this month or this week or this past 10 years or this period of your life. I'll just give you, for me, it's like I'm in this period of my life where my children are getting older, and I'm starting to check in and remember my intentions for the last real 5 years of them growing and me absolutely growing, and the things that I've desired and the things that I've kind of cultivated and worked on in myself. One being really deeper connection with myself and deeper connection with my children, deeper connection with my partner. When we remember our intentions and we remember our desires, we're not only stoking the flames, and it allows us to tune into our creation, to tune into its energy. That's really important. Okay, so here you go. Here's my real challenge for all of us as individuals. I've talked a lot about getting quiet and spending 5 minutes a day. It's really important and critical, especially because things are moving so fast. But I'm going to challenge all of you, and this is really what you can do in that kind of quiet, going dark within for the next part of 2024, is to spend a few minutes closing your eyes, taking some deep breaths, and reminding yourself of, so getting quiet, taking some deep breaths, and identifying 3 desires or intentions that you have had for your life or that you are currently having for your life. This could be from the month before, it could be from 5 years before, it can be what you've wanted since you were 10. Just identifying 3 desires and then getting quiet with them. You can even write them down. That's always a good way to remember them. And then what I'm asking is that every day you take a look at that piece of paper or you remember your desires. You just make a mental kind of note. You can get quiet and do this in your practice. And you remember what your 3 intentions are or your 3 desires. And you could pick 1, you could pick 5. Just 3 is the number that came up when I was looking at this card. And what that does is, again, it tunes you in to the energy that you're wanting to have a relationship with, right? Because you're wanting it to come into your life. And when you can start to tune into it within yourself, then you can tune into it when you see it in your life. And it starts to identify with you. Okay. I am sending a lot of love to all of you. I thank you so much for watching my Tarot Insights. I do have a newsletter that comes out, and I'm giving a special offer specifically geared towards what I've talked about here, is going down and in. It's an energetic intuitive reading that focuses on this for the remainder of 2024. I'm running it. And if you would like that information, just go ahead and send me an email at energyaligns23@gmail.com or go to my website. It's right here. I appreciate all of you, and I'll talk to you next Thursday. Bye.